So, see, the core objective of benefits is would be primarily to enable you to understand customer benefit requirements better. And once you understand the requirements, you would be able to map them to Oracle Fusion benefits system. So effectively, what we'll do is help you understand the benefit terminologies and understand benefit structures. So, and what are the components of benefit structure? So when you say, so when you go approach a client and then they give you a requirement, let's say I need to configure a medical insurance plan for my company. So you will know immediately that, okay, these are the set of things which I need to ask the customer from the system perspective as to what will help them get their setup actually to their need in the system, right? And yeah, so that is primarily one thing. And the other part of benefits is self-service. So whenever, see, when the customer says that I need to implement medical insurance in my company, doesn't mean that there will be an administrator who will always go and enroll people in benefits. So normally the customers want to give the ability of choosing benefits to their own customers, to their own employees. So through self-service, the employee should be able to go and enroll themselves in benefits, right? And the last thing we have is the benefit security role. So that's one of the key things, because from a benefits administrator perspective, you need to understand what are the various security rules involved in benefits. How do I give the access, or how do I set up the access so that once we're done with implementation, how will the customer proceed with their day-to-day benefit activities, right? As an employee, as an administrator, or as a benefits manager. So we will see that in detail as well. So for the day one, we'll not go too much into detail about how to configure the system and all. So what we'll first see is what Oracle Benefits is about and what are the different terminologies used in that. And I will also be giving you, I'll explain you the Oracle Benefits structure, what's a program, plan, type, plan, eligibility profile, and all those things. And we will also see through a self-service example of how the configured offering appears to an employee and what all the employee can do. I will also demonstrate to the level of control what Oracle Fusion Benefits offers. So whatever you're seeing today will be the precursor for what will follow in the next 5 sessions, right? So whatever you see in self-service, I will be helping you understand how that is configured in the system over the next couple of days. So Oracle Cloud Benefits, like, so normally when a customer purchases Oracle Cloud Global Human Resources license, or the base license, so the benefits is included as a part of the Global Human Resources license. So the customer does not have to go and buy a separate license for Oracle Fusion Benefits. And so what it enables is, it's a very flexible package, right? It allows the customer, it allows the system to meet almost all of the customer requirements. So that's how flexible the application has been designed, right? So to give an example, so when we say Oracle or when we say benefits in general, so what does it come to your mind? So where have you experienced benefits offering by an employer?
I think it's a lot. You know, when you're an employee of an organization, you get a lot of benefits, let it be in terms of Medicare or you know, on those lines.
So what happens is, every employer normally tends to give some form of benefits or other to their employees, right? And the main thing is, these benefits are not provided by the employers themselves. They have a third-party organization with whom they have a tie-up, right? And that organization's benefits is offered to the customer or the employees to choose from. So normally it might be decided, okay, this is the partner whom we are going with, and they will be offering the medical and life insurance, right? In some cases, there are companies which are flexible, which give multiple options to the client between 2 different vendors, and the employee can choose between which of these vendors they can go with. They can compare the cost, they can compare the coverage, benefits and all, and they decide whom to go with, right? So that is one option. So essentially, if you see, that is, so the last but one point here, right, which says extract data to be sent to benefit provider. So that is what exactly is about. So you have the benefits recorded in the system, and ultimately that benefits information has to be sent to the vendor who is in charge of processing benefits. They will receive a weekly file or a bi-weekly file, whatever is the agreed frequency. They will use that particular information and update their system so that when you have to raise a claim, the claims will have to be directly raised with the vendor, and they would be able to pick up your file, look at your data, and then provide your benefits. And what Oracle has also delivered is something called total compensation statement. So total compensation statement is something loosely linked to our CTC statement, you can say. So when you get an offer letter from a company, you would see that there is a page which lists all the components of pay that you will be getting: basic, HRA, DA, all those things. And towards the end, they'll also say this is the medical cost we are incurring, this is the life insurance cost we are incurring, this is the amount of meal vouchers we'll be giving to you. So all those are the benefits component, right? So total compensation statement will have everything that the company is spending on an employee, whatever is offered as a pay, as a bonus, and as benefits. So total compensation statements can also be created from Oracle Fusion HCM. It's not specific to benefits. It primarily comes under compensation area, but benefits data can also be pulled into total compensation statement, right?
So is this like a report, or do you have to run a process to get this, or?
Okay, so total compensation statement is like a small module which need to you need to configure. It primarily pulls data from element entries. So do you understand? Do you know element entries, right? In Fusion. Okay, so let me tell you. So Oracle Fusion Payroll. See, all the data to payroll goes in the form of elements. Okay, so you have a basic pay element, you have an HRA element. So these are earnings element. Okay, then you have deductions, right? You have your income tax, you have your conveyance, you have your what do you call provident fund. So these are come under deduction. So these are called deduction elements, right? And benefits will come under deductions because they are part of voluntary deductions. You choose to opt for something and your cost for that is getting deducted, right? So all data from HR goes to payroll in the form of element entries. Okay, each entry is called an element entry. So you have an entry for basic pay, so that's an element entry, right? So you have various element entries available in payroll. So compensation statement is nothing but you are making a layout in which you're saying that this is my page, this is my section. In this section, I want to show these elements entries, right? So effectively, you run that process. The process will generate a report and it will give you a PDF output saying that, okay, this is your statement in which you have your total earnings are this much, your total deductions are this much, and or the total benefits given to you by the company are this. Okay, so coming to the kinds of plans supported by benefits. See, if an employer is offering some sort of benefit or benefit plan to an employee, most likely is that it is supported by Oracle Fusion HCM benefits. Okay. So from our day-to-day lives, we can take some examples. So most of the employers offer a medical insurance, right? And you will also be given an opportunity, probably once in a year, saying that do you want to remain in your basic medical coverage or do you want to have an enhanced coverage by paying an extra cost, right? So that is, so you effectively you're getting an option to choose whether you want the free benefits which is paid by the company or you want to choose something over that where you want to pay on your own, right? And in India, most of the private companies don't offer dental plans. Few of them do, but I think most of the PSUs offer dental plans. So dental benefits is something which can be configured again. And you have short-term, long-term disability plans are generally not India specific. It is US, UK specific. And vision is again for your eye care. So eye care is very rare in India. But again, PSUs do offer eye care. You can get spectacles, you can reimburse your cost of spectacles and all. So group term life insurances. This is something which almost every employer offers, right? So they have a group life insurance policy, and every employee joining the company will automatically be enrolled in a group life policy. So the employee does not have to pay any cost for that type of a policy. It is purely borne by the employer, right? So the employer decides, it could be like based on your grade or your level in the organization. They can say that a lower grade might get 2.5 lakh, or sorry, a 25 lakh term insurance, and a higher grade could get somewhere around 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, something like that. Or it could be fixed for all employees. It purely depends upon how the company wants to set that, right? So, so effectively, term insurance is something the employee does not have to contribute for. It's purely borne by the employer. Then you have dependent life insurance. So this is something like you're saying that, okay, I have a coverage now. I want to cover my dependents, which are my spouse and children, right? And I see that outside the plans are there, but they are a bit expensive. But my employer is offering this coverage because of the group term policy offering they have with the vendor. It's working out a bit cheaper for me, so I want to opt for it. So in that case, I will choose to opt for life insurance coverage for my spouse and my children. And for that, I will have to pay extra, right? So that is one option which, again, employers give. Savings plan is, okay, so you have savings and pension plans. The closest thing that can come from India perspective is your PF. So PF is a part of your savings cum pension fund, right? So you have a contribution of 12% of your basic plus DA, and there is a matching contribution from the employer. In addition to that, you also have something like some of the companies do offer meal vouchers. So if you are choosing a meal voucher, let's say you might get a coupons, or you might get a meal card. So effectively, they'll say that 2,200 or 3,000 per month is your meal allowance, and if you opt for that, that amount will be deducted from your salary, and it will be given to you as vouchers or added to your prepaid meal card as a tax-free amount, right? So that, and you can opt in and opt out any point in time, right? So that is a different type of benefits which is offered, and we'll be covering what are the different types of benefits later. So just for your understanding, so these are the different plans which offer, and I've tried to link it to what is offered by the Indian employers. I hope it was clear. In case you have some doubts, you can ask me before we proceed. So now we have seen that the type of benefit plans which is offered, or which the benefits cloud service supports, right? So in order to support all these type of plans, which normally is offered by employers, so what does the benefit cloud offer as an advantage? The main thing is first the flexible design of programs. The system is quite surface flexible. So we have something called plans, we have programs. Then we have a plan can be within a program, or it can be a standalone, or it can be linked to it will be linked to a plan type. You can have multiple plans to plan type. So we'll be seeing all those things a bit detailed later in the session. So first, it offers quite a degree of flexibility. So even if something is not available in the list of values or as a configuration directly, you also have something called fast formula. Fast formula we will see in tomorrow's session a bit in detail. So fast formula is essentially a piece of custom code, a simple code which you will write, which ensures that, okay, if some value is not offered by Oracle, how do you want to get that or enable that and make it available to the customer? So it's effectively, though it is a cloud service, there is still some level of customization, or in fact a good level of customization that is available, and you can use that to deliver your customer what is required for them, right? And there is also something called quick create of programs and plans. So you don't have to have a tedious process of going and creating each element individually. So in today's session, I'll be demonstrating this quick create of plans, in which you will see that once you have the overall benefit structure of your customer available with you, It will just take you 10 to 15 minutes to create the entire structure. And once you're done with the structure, you can go and fine tune as per the requirement. And sophisticated and configurable live event. Okay. So live event is something we don't see on regular basis here, but it is present for all the employers. It's just that you don't realize that it's actually something called a live event, right? So, for example, you're joining the company today, right? So the first thing you do is you get an option to choose your benefits, right? You decide that, okay, they will ask you to choose who are the dependents you want to cover in your medical plan. You want to cover your parents, you want to cover your spouse or children, right? And they'll also ask whether you want the basic package or which offers, let's say, 10 lakhs annual coverage for medical benefits, or you want the next package which offers 15 lakhs coverage, but you have to pay a bit extra for that. So all this you will do right when you join the company, right? So in Oracle Fusion Benefits term, every opportunity which an employee gets to make a benefit election is driven through a live event. Okay. So when you're joining the company, it's called new hire live event. So new hire live event gives you the opportunity to go and choose your benefit offerings. And you can also define what's your PF contribution, or so voluntary PF is also there. So which is additional contribution. So all that definition can be done, right? So that is one live event. So then let's say a married person is joining. So right now the person does not have a kid. And during the tenure in the company, the person, the person has a kid, and the person makes an entry for the kid in the system, right? So once that is done, automatically you will get an opportunity again to cover your child as a dependent in your medical plan, right? So that is another opportunity, which is again driven by a life event. So in this case, it will be a gain dependent life event or a birth life event, how we configure it for the customer. And that particular life event will give you the opportunity to make a benefits enrollment, right? So you have the most common life events used are higher life event, gain dependent, then marriage, then age change. Age change is something which is based on your age, your life insurance rates might vary, or medical insurance rate might vary. And you also have the termination event is the last event in which all the coverage, which is of all the plans which is offered by the customer, ends as of that date. So you're no longer eligible to be covered in those plans, right? So this is specifically the life event, what is it about, right? So then you have something called scheduled life event processing. So you might have noticed that once in a year, your employer might be reaching out to you saying that for the next 14 days, you have a choice to change your benefit plans if you want to. You can increase your medical coverage. You can choose to cover more people. So once in a year, this offering is rolled out. So this offering is called scheduled life event, or in other terms, it's called choose what you want to be covered, and that whatever you choose will be applicable for the new plan year. And then we have flex credit. So flex credit is like what I gave an example about. It's about meal vouchers, right? So the employer is giving you 3,000 rupees as flex credit. So you can choose whether you want to get this 3,000 as a tax-free meal voucher or a prepaid meal card, or you can say that no, I'm opting only for, like, let's say 1,500 instead of 3,000. So 1,500 will be credited to you as a prepaid meal card, and 1,500 will be credited as a taxable salary. Or you can say I don't want meal voucher at all, in which case you'll just choose as 0, and all the entire 3,000 will be given to you as a part of taxable salary. So this precisely is the concept of flex credits. The employer gives you some credits, so you can choose to opt your plans, or a part of your cost will be covered from the credits. And let's say if you have excess credits, the employer can choose to disburse it as cash, which is part of your salary, or it's like you've not used it, you forfeit it. So that's what flex credits is about. Rule-based benefits. So rule-based benefits is nothing but criteria. You say that only manager and labor above is eligible for a extended life premium, whereas the non-management level employees are eligible for the base premium. Who is married can cover his spouse. A person who's not married cannot cover his spouse as dependent. So these are all rules which we would see in tomorrow's session, and these rules primarily drive what benefits an employee can avail, right? Then we have self-service functionality, which is nothing but me as an employee going to my org's HR page, and then I will choose my own benefit plans. I will see what's the cost, and then finally I'll submit my, I'll cover my dependents and all. And self-service functionality from HCM point of view, it's not just for benefits. So let's say when you join a company, you can update your photo in the company. You can update you update your details like your education background, your work experience, all that in the company. You apply for leave. You then check your leave balances. So all this is, you do it on your own, right? So it's part of the self-service functionality. So similarly, we have self-service for benefits as well, which I'll be demonstrating today. And EC program export, extract and import. So normally when you're implementing benefits, so every client will have two instances by default, which is your test instance and your production instance or environment. So your test environment is what you will be configuring it, or you will be using to build the application. And once you've built it, so you don't have to go and build it all over again in production. There is an export import function which is offered by Oracle Benefits Cloud Service, and it is quite simple. So all you have to do is export your data automatically, or the entire benefits structure, program, plan type, eligibility profiles. So all of that, including even the custom formulas that you have created, right? So all that is exported, and you just have to go to and import it to your production environment, and in a matter of 20 minutes, you will be done moving your entire setup from test to production. So it's as simple as that. And the last thing is Oracle Social Network. And Oracle Social Network it's something like Yammer or a Facebook to be more related with. So it's like in Facebook, you have your own posts and all. So in Oracle Social Network, you can have discussions similar to org-specific discussions, which are, and you also have pages or like groups which are created by specific thing. You have some, let's say, HR group, or let's say if the HR has rolled out a new policy on work from home, and they have created a space there, and they want to invite suggestions from people. You want to give feedback. So all that discussion can happen with an Oracle Social Network. It's not a part of Benefits Cloud Service, but it is included as a part of Oracle Fusion license.